In this video, we are going to be covering my top 5 myths, and we are going to address those myths and follow them up with facts about selling on Amazon in 2020. So we're going to hit on 5 key myths that I find is going around a lot in the community, and we are going to debunk those myths with facts. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Brad Sherman, and on this channel we explore tips, strategies, and experiences that I have had that will help you start and build up your Amazon FBA wholesale business. Before we get into it, if you guys do enjoy these videos, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you want to stay up to date on all of the wholesale content that I will be putting out. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So myth number 1 when it comes to selling on Amazon, and that is Amazon FBA is a get-rich-quick scheme. Guys, this could not be further from the truth. I hear a lot of people talking about how it's quick and easy to make money on Amazon because we utilize FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. So for those of you who are not familiar with Fulfillment by Amazon, basically FBA is the service that we utilize when selling on Amazon, where Amazon picks the product, they prep it, package it, and ship it out to the customer. And they handle everything from customer service to returns and anything in between. We need to supply Amazon's warehouses with inventory, which means procuring inventory from legitimate sources and then sending it into Amazon, and then Amazon takes care of customer orders. So FBA can sometimes be seen as a more simplistic model and something that can be easier or quicker, or you can make money faster. But guys, this is just not true. The reality is that Amazon takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work, especially in the upfront stages. So just because we utilize FBA, this does not mean it's going to make our lives easier in a sense. It does make it easier to scale your business because you can use Amazon's state-of-the-art warehouses and their state-of-the-art shipping and logistics channel in order to ship your products at volume to customers. However, it does not make the process overall easier. Myth number 2 about selling on Amazon in 2020, and this goes hand in hand with myth number 1, and that is that Amazon FBA is passive income. Guys, this is not true. So Amazon FBA, it's not, some people believe that it might be passive income or you can make money without doing really any work. And Amazon FBA, the truth is that it's a business just like any other business that requires hours and hours of work, especially if you are in the beginning phases. So Amazon can become more passive down the road, but in my mind, it can never truly be a 100% passive income type business model. It's more seen as a front-loaded business model where you can make more residual income down the road. And what I mean by that, and I've addressed this in other videos, is that let's say you run an Amazon FBA wholesale business. Well, it takes a lot of work to get those wholesale accounts because we have to contact suppliers, make phone calls, reach out through email, and schedule and coordinate shipments. But once you have that product in Amazon's warehouse, now it just comes down to maintaining proper inventory levels so that you can obtain those sales. So then you're just placing restock orders. So then the income does become a little bit more passive, but the goal is still to optimize and maintain your business and grow your business, which means that you have to constantly be reaching out and calling companies to acquire more profitable inventory. This means that the process does not end unless you have been satisfied with your sales growth and your profitability as a business. And if you truly want to grow your business and scale it to a high level, you will never be satisfied. You have to continue to add profitable products to your inventory, and this takes work. Myth number 3 when it comes to selling on Amazon, and that is you need a lot of money to get started in Amazon FBA. And guys, that is not true. I actually thought this was true when I first started, when I endeavored into the world of Amazon FBA, but I did realize that it is possible to bootstrap your business and start with a few $100s. This is especially true if you choose your business model wisely to start. So in terms of the different business models on Amazon, which I've addressed numerous times in other videos, we have the arbitrage model where we are buying from retail stores or online stores and flipping the product on Amazon. We have the wholesale model, which is my main business model and the focus of my channel that we explore in numerous videos. And then we have the private label model. In my opinion, retail and online arbitrage is the least capital intensive business model. So let's say you are going into a retail store and you're starting with $50 and your return on investment is 100%. Well, you can now make $50 on your $50 investment. So it's really important to determine your business model, and that's going to be partly determined by your capital position. In wholesale, and I mentioned this in one of my previous videos on how much money it takes to get started in wholesale, so if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link that video above, so make sure you guys check that video out on getting started in wholesale in terms of how much money you need to invest. A healthy amount of money to start is anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. However, you can still start in wholesale with $1,000 and even under $1,000. It's just going to take a little bit more time. With private label, that is more of a larger investment because we are investing in research and development, testing products, quality control. There's a lot that goes into developing a successful brand. So you're going to be looking at investing more capital in a private label type business model. If you have very limited capital, I would recommend starting in arbitrage, and then if your goal is wholesale, transition your profits from arbitrage that you've made and then fund your wholesale inventory through that. So it does not take a lot of money to get started in Amazon in 2020. You can bootstrap your business from the ground up. This is how I did it. I did not have access to a large line of capital in the beginning, so it is very possible to start with low amount of capital on Amazon. Myth number 4 when it comes to selling on Amazon, and I hear this myth in more of the wholesale business model, which is you need a warehouse. Guys, you do not need a warehouse to start Amazon FBA. Amazon is your warehouse if you're utilizing their FBA channel. A lot of suppliers that you engage with will ship your inventory on your behalf to Amazon's warehouse. Now you can do that method. You can have the product shipped to you, do the prepping in-house. You can have the product shipped to a prep center and they will do the prepping and send it to Amazon. So you don't need a warehouse, and I can see how we might think that maybe it makes you look a little bit more legitimate in the wholesale business model, which it might to a sense, but I can guarantee you that there is not. Most suppliers are going to accept you on as a dealer even if you don't have a commercial warehouse address. I say this because I have experienced it. I do not have a commercial warehouse address. I only have a residential address. And that means that all of my wholesale accounts have been acquired, and these companies know that I have a residential address. So I would not be too concerned with this. Your main goal and focus should be to source profitable products and inventory and make phone calls to these companies. So instead of focusing on what you do not have, focus on what you have access to, and that is a large amount of potential products through Amazon that you can source through reverse sourcing that we've discussed in other videos, and you can make phone calls to these companies. So focus on the things that you can do versus the things that you don't have. In terms of a warehouse, really the main factor for that is that it does give you a commercial address. So you have now a commercial warehouse address that you can have items shipped to, and shipments can come from your supplier, and you can also ship packages and product out to Amazon from your warehouse through LTL loads. So depending on if your warehouse has a loading dock, you might not need the truck to come to your warehouse with a lift gate, and the truck can just load up to your dock and you can load your pallets of inventory on there. Same goes for if you're getting pallets delivered. It does make the shipping and logistics process a bit easier, really only if you're doing LTL pallet loads. For small parcel shipments, a residential address is fine. And you can have LTL pallet load shipments delivered to your residential address if you're in a more suburban area like myself. So that is possible. If you're in an inner city type area, it might be a little bit more difficult based on different types of guidelines in your city, because it can be a little bit difficult if you have an 18-wheeler truck backing up to your house. This is going to depend on different factors and your neighbors and who's in the area and different city guidelines. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you do live in a suburban area, I have been able to do this where I actually have the pallet delivered to my home. So that is possible, guys. You do not need a commercial warehouse address, especially because if you are planning on doing a lot of your shipping direct to Amazon, this means that we don't see or touch a lot of our inventory, which gives us even less of a reason to need a warehouse. The final myth when it comes to selling on Amazon in 2020, and that is Amazon FBA dead? And I hear this a lot. Is Amazon FBA dying? Is it oversaturated? Is there no more opportunity to make money? And guys, I completely disagree with anyone who says that Amazon FBA is dead, and I'm going to debunk this myth with a fact. In Q2 of this year, we had an unprecedented time when it came to online sales due to the coronavirus pandemic. We are now closing in and approaching Q4 of this year, which is an extreme time for online retail and retail in general, but especially online now, especially Amazon, because of this pandemic that we are in. We're going to see a lot of people transition their buying to online when it comes to all categories. Grocery, toys, there's just a ton of different categories, and especially the essential items. That's why I mentioned grocery and medical supplies and these types of categories, because people are transitioning their essential buying to on Amazon and online sales as opposed to going in stores. So it's something to strongly consider. A lot of retail stores are still shut down or are still suffering from a limited staff due to this pandemic and quarantine that has taken place over the past year. So it's something to extremely keep in mind. In my opinion, guys, we are entering a time where Amazon FBA and online e-commerce selling in general has had more opportunity now than ever before seen. And it is because of the pandemic and moving into Q4, the combination of those two is going to create an unprecedented demand for online products. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about the myths and facts associated with Amazon FBA in 2020 as we are moving into 2021. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you want to stay up to date on all of the wholesale content that I will be putting out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time.